Welcome to this explainer. Let's just jump right in. Imagine for a second it's a Thursday afternoon. You're juggling a dozen high-stakes deals and boom, an 80-page home inspection report just lands in your inbox. Deadlines are totally looming, and literally everyone is telling you to just use AI to save time. But if you're a top-tier real estate agent, you're probably hesitating. And honestly, you have a very good reason to.
And that brings us to the exact question that keeps skeptical agents wide awake at night. You are dealing with immense financial privacy here. Is pasting a seller's net sheet or, say, a buyer's pre-approval into a public AI essentially a massive data leak? The big fear is that these AI platforms are basically surveillance tools, secretly harvesting your hard-earned proprietary data and your client's most sensitive details just to train their future algorithms. If that's your fear right now, let me just validate it for you. You are completely justified.
I absolutely love this quote because it just perfectly hits the nail on the head regarding the mindset of our skeptical agent. You're drowning in escrow timelines and massive PDFs, sure, but you are a fiduciary first. You flat out refuse to feed your client's private financial data into an unmonitored public surveillance dragnet. And you know what? That exact level of caution is what makes you a great agent. But what if the problem isn't the AI itself, but how you're actually accessing it?
So look at the clear contrast here. On one side, we have the ticking time bomb. Standard free public AI models. Paste a contract in there, and yeah, you might literally be feeding the machine and risking a state commission violation. But on the other side, we have a complete paradigm shift, the closed sandbox. This is the difference between pinning a sensitive document on a public bulletin board versus locking it inside a highly secure digital vault.
Let's formally define what we're talking about here. A closed sandbox is a hardened, enterprise-grade AI workspace where model training is strictly toggled off. Think of it like a locked vault for all your proprietary data. Platforms like ChatGPT Team or Claude for Business have explicit, ironclad contractual guarantees that they will not use your inputs to train their models. You're essentially putting the immense processing power of AI behind a thick, blast-proof door. But to be totally bulletproof, we actually need to add one more layer of human oversight. To keep everything completely sterile, we rely on something called the anonymizer protocol. Before any data even touches your secure AI vault, you strip it. It's a simple process. First, you export your raw buyer requirements. Second, you mask all personal info, so you're deleting real names, phone numbers, and emails, and replacing them with a simple alphanumeric ID, something like buyer ref B101. Third, you clean the parameter fields so only the objective criteria remain, like budgets and zip codes. Your client's actual identity never, ever enters the system. So the crucial point is, once you have this secure, anonymized foundation, what can this AI actually do for you? Let's check out the tools.
All right, diving into Tool 1, the Automated Client Match Engine.
So, picture a brand new off-market property just landing on your desk. Traditionally, you'd be sitting there manually filtering spreadsheets, relying on your memory, and inevitably you might miss a qualified buyer. But with your closed sandbox, you upload your completely sterilized database, just those objective rows of data like budget and zip code. You type in the new property parameters and the AI instantly cross-references the entire list. It tells you immediately that buyer B112 is a 100% feature match, and get this, it even drafts a highly personalized, deeply advisory email template for them right on the spot. You've literally just compressed an hours-long mental bottleneck into a 5-minute task. And the best part? Nobody's personal data was ever exposed.
Moving right along to Tool 2, Escrow and Contract Timelines.
We all know missing a single contractual deadline is pretty much the ultimate nightmare scenario in real estate, right? So say you have an executed purchase contract. Instead of manually counting out business days on a desk calendar and just crossing your fingers that you didn't miss a bank holiday, you drop the raw anonymized contract text right into your secure sandbox. You ask it to generate a strict chronological timeline. Within seconds, literally seconds, it extracts the exact milestones, from the effective date to the earnest money deadline all the way to the final walkthrough. It creates a flawless, bulletproof 30-day escrow timeline that you can instantly share with your panicked buyers to keep them perfectly on track.
And finally, let's look at Tool 3, Generative Property Staging.
This moves us away from the paperwork and directly into the visual assets that actually drive your online buyer traffic. We've all seen terrible, cartoonish virtual staging online, haven't we? But the new generative AI tools can execute totally photorealistic enhancements if you follow some strict rules. You start with high-res, wide-angle base photos. Then, you strictly lock the architectural shell. This is key. The AI absolutely cannot alter the physical walls or windows of the home. Once that's locked, you prompt it to safely insert premium, traditional furniture. You can even execute a flawless virtual twilight transition, turning a harsh midday photo into a stunning golden hour shot that drastically boosts your online clicks. It saves thousands of dollars on physical staging. But there is a massive legal catch you need to be aware of.
Transparency is absolutely non-negotiable here. Modern advertising laws and MLS boards are seriously cracking down on material misrepresentation. You absolutely cannot use AI to paint over a foundation crack, for example. And when you do use generative staging for furniture or lighting, you must include a mandatory disclosure, something like virtually staged or digitally enhanced photo, right on the image itself, and append a formal disclosure clause in your public remarks. Keep it honest, keep it legal, and let the AI safely do all the heavy lifting.
All right, let's bring this all together into what I like to call the 20-hour time flip.
20. That is a massive number. That is the exact number of hours our one skeptical agent is now buying back every single week. By setting up a secure vault, anonymizing the data, and leveraging AI for database matching, timeline generation, and visual staging, that entire administrative bottleneck is completely shattered.
But look, time saved in the back office is only valuable if you actually reinvest it effectively. You're finally stepping out of the administrative chaos and refocusing entirely on activities that generate revenue. You have way more high-value FaceTime with your clients, you can engage in fierce data-backed negotiations, you can proactively map out local market trends before your competitors even wake up, or frankly, you can finally reclaim a true work-life balance and actually enjoy your weekend for once.
The technology is here right now, and when used with strict security protocols, is basically the ultimate co-pilot. So the real question isn't whether AI will replace you. It's whether an agent utilizing a secure AI sandbox will. So I'll leave you with this. What will you do with your 20 extra hours? Start building your vault today.